Today is World Suicide Prevention Day. Last year alone, 1.39 lakh people killed themselves across India. Now, amid this pandemic, there are reports that suggest there is a hike, there is a rise in suicide cases. Joining us now, Dr. Phil Kanagaraj, a counselor. Ma'am, thank you very much for your time. Where does India stand in this now?
India stands highest in the number of suicides in the world. Last year alone, we had about 1,39,000 suicides in India. And this year, I hope it will reduce. But with the statistics that we get today, that there are 381 suicides a day in India. And family family suicides are highest in Tamil Nadu. That is the figures we came to know. And we foresee, as psychologists, we foresee an increase in suicides because of pandemic and the distress and the despair and the depressions, the job losses and the sufferings that people are going through, sometimes without food and without, and losing their loved ones. So we are expecting an increase in these kind of events, which as psychologists we would like to prevent, and we have to reach out to these people. But in the times of lockdown, it's difficult to reach out to these people. So we would generally we request each and every one of you to look at the person, people you know, families you know, children or youth you know, and look for symptoms. They are called red flags.
What are these red flags?
Now, these red flags are that they do not behave normally. A person who's thinking of, who's depressed or having suicidal thoughts, they go through a time of, withdrawing themselves. They have mood swings. They may be irritable. They may not eat well. They may have, a lot of interpersonal problems, behavioral problems, and this kind of symptoms the close people, close relatives only can identify.
Right.
And if there are neighbors who can identify, there are these symptoms have to be identified. These are the red flags. Also, when something like, and they drop hints. A person who wants to commit suicide will always drop hints. They may say things like, I don't want to live. What is this life? Why should I live? What hope is there? So these are things one has to be very careful and very carefully listen to these things.
And in what way can people like you and me respond when we notice someone indicating these?
Never ignore somebody who talks like this. Never ignore these symptoms. And what I would suggest as a psychologist, as a counselor, is that you listen to them. Make them talk. Listen to them. If they say they want to die, listen to them. Ask them how would they like to do it. Don't tell them, no, don't think of all these things. Don't think like that. Never try to put them down in what they are saying. Listen to what they are saying. And second step will be the escape hatch. Mm-hmm. That is, remove all the escape hatches, removing all the instruments which could lead to suicide. Supposing you have kerosene oil or poison or knives, or whatever sharp instruments, or so many things that the person may be thinking about, or railway crossings, or suicide points. So these are places where the person who has a feeling that this person is not normal and he is thinking of suicide. So slowly we have to take out all these things. First step is tell the relatives, caution them, tell them, and then remove all these escape hatches, that is whatever they are planning. And then if they have been dropping hints, listen to what they are saying.
Right.
Because they have already planned, they already know how, and they already know where. So listen to them. As we keep listening, they'll come out with the root of the problem. So as I was saying,
that's prevention.
The reason for the suicide, first thing is the stress. The stress builds up. Then there is the distress. Distress is something they cannot get out of. Then they go into the depression. Now depression, I've told you the symptoms. Now after the depression, they go into the depression spiral. This depression spiral will pull them down, and that is where the suicidal thoughts.
Right.
And into suicidal contemplation. They think of not living. And then the attempt. So sometimes they survive the attempt, sometimes it's very sad. And to know that youth and children who cannot understand online classes, when the parents...
During this pandemic, what is there any studies that show that there is a rise in suicide?
Yes, there are studies which show that because of the pandemic, because of the the lockdown, and people not being able to go out, they're losing jobs, people are working from home, children can't go to school or colleges. There's a lot of domestic violence, there's a lot of child abuse. We came to know there's a lot of child abuse. The child line number has received so many hundreds of calls by now, the government child line, child abuse. And what is happening is the soft-hearted cannot bear this, so they resort to suicide.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of prevention, what needs to be done more now?
More, we need educative counseling. That is, we need to move out and educate people that this is not the end. The good days are coming. This also will pass. Government is doing so many good things, and definitely we will come out of this. Educative counseling also involves in the classrooms, whatever the teachings, they can tell about this prevention, suicide prevention. Secondly is the supportive counseling. Supportive counseling, parents have to be more understanding. Parents should realize that you have locked down your children in the house, and children have a lot of energy. So they are not able to go out and play. They cannot go out into the balcony and play. They are not supposed to go to school. They are not supposed to, for everything there's a don't do this, don't do that. So they get stifled. So parents have to be more understanding, more patient with them, and try to adjust at these times. So that is the second thing. The neighbors, support system. There has to be a support system. That if they see a youth or a neighbor or somebody who's, they have to caution the parents. This is not, this child is...
At the government level?
At the government level, already they have suicide calling points, and there are a lot of NGOs who are trying to, but how do they reach out to the... So it is the parents, the neighbors, and the people around who have to tell the psychologist or tell the counselor about it, and then we can take therapy.
Right.
Now therapy can be counseling, it can be, one-to-one talking to them,
Right.
and or it can be REBT.
Lastly, ma'am, what are the top 3 reasons that trigger suicide in India?
Here it is the threshold, the limit of tolerance, limit of people, the threshold of tolerance, they would have reached the brink.
Right.
And that is where when they can't take it anymore, they think of ending their suicide.
Ma'am, what's the role of individuals like you and me in this?
When we look at others more than we look at ourselves and our problems, we will see a lot of things that those people are suffering, and we will realize that when we show even a word, or even if we just listen to them, just listening to them, that itself will help them to go along on this journey of life.
Any behavioral changes?
Behavioral changes, as I was saying earlier, will be mostly withdrawal symptoms.
No, what should be we showing?
We have to be more kind to them, more responsive, and also we should be able to the heart of compassion. We have to be kind, And in today's world, the humanness is being forgotten because of pandemic and social distancing. Humanness is being forgotten. So many times we don't have to go very close to a person. We can always be kind to them.
Right.
Yes, and we
Even
can,
a harsh word could trigger suicide?
yes, harsh word, an angry word,
Right.
a word of, don't come close to me. Maybe it's social distancing, but that also could trigger, because the person would have already reached the threshold of tolerance.
Right.
Yes, so we have to be more kind, more loving, more tolerant.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your times. Just in case if you experience or witness suicidal thoughts, make sure you call a professional counselor for professional help. The numbers are easily available. In Chennai, with camera person Edwin, Sam Daniel, Find It TV.